Welcome everybody to Adobe Max 2017. We're here at the Dell FMC campus, and we're going to be here for you hosting a lot of awesome sessions with some awesome speakers. Dell is going to be showing off a lot of their awesome gear. It is a super time to be here at Adobe Max because awesome equipment is here for you guys to use. So we've got Ask the Expert stations throughout the perimeter here at the booth. My name is Paul Macri. I'm with Future Media Concepts, and we're here to host all of your instructors and speakers that do some awesome work with us.
FMC Training, the largest Adobe training group in the world, offices throughout the U.S. and international.
And Canada. So without further ado, I want to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Jeff Greenberg. He's going to be talking about Windows for Creatives. So come on in and take a seat.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, live streaming. Hello. So this is a session called Windows for Creatives, and basically I'm going to give you my story, which is I was on a different platform, frustrated with the lack of options, frustrated with levels of support, and I want to show you that if I can make the change from platform, you can make the change. And this is really a promo for a longer free class that's going to be online. So let's just do a little bit about you here. How do you guys feel about technology? I feel good about technology. It's easy. I love this stuff. You and me, I love this stuff. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. None of you, yeah, some days. I do it because I have to. I have to be good with technology because I have to. That's you, Ben, absolutely. So what Adobe tools do you use? Photoshop, InDesign, Premiere? Any Premiere users? Premiere's my personal bread and butter. I may have written a book or two about Premiere. I may have about a dozen Lynda classes about Premiere. But I use a little bit of all of them, including Photoshop. I used Photoshop. I used Illustrator 88, so I probably used Photoshop 1 or 2. Yeah, there's 10 seconds about me. Editor's Guide to Premiere Pro Studio Techniques. This is what opened my eyes, right here. I went to build a file. It's not important what a DCP is. I just want you to hear I had something that was going to take on one of my boxes at home, something on the order of a day, 2 days, and it went to real time. It went to 25 minutes because I picked better hardware. So the reason you're here, I'm just curious. How many of you feel that rendering takes too long in your tools? Right. The problem with rendering is sooner or later we're going to have to render. How many people feel limited by their hardware choices? You'd like a better video card. You'd like to get a laptop or a desktop with a specific powerful video card. Come on in, sit down. It's Windows for Creatives. Right, sitting down commits you. Don't sit. Don't. There you go. How many people feel selling a computer is not an upgrade path? Because it's not. When I want to upgrade my computer, I'd like to be able to take a video card out and put a new video card in rather than being forced to sell it and rebuy a computer. How many people have ever sent a computer in for service and waited a week? You ever had a problem with your computer and had to have to get it repaired? Yeah, I'm talking about my Macs. I'm talking about the fact that my iMac broke and I had to take it to get fixed, and it took them 7 days to return it to me. 7 days to return it. The seat was empty. Why not? That's you right there. It's not. You're my audience. You're my audience. Nobody is saying the word versus, Mac versus PC. I'm going to use the word with. Reasons you haven't switched to the PC yet is fear. Fear comes in various forms. Because if I tell you that you can get your work done faster, you don't care about what the platform is. You care about being creative. I'm a creative. I'm not a tech engineer. For me, my life is built about how fast can I get the work done, because I have work sitting behind that and behind that too. Up to now, your life has been full of change. The thing about fear can be crippling. The thing about fear that's wild is that you have to own your entire life so far. You've done change after change after change, and it's worked out okay. Decision fatigue. This is decision fatigue. This is the list of PC manufacturers. Is that too many people? You go to a site and you start configuring, and about 5 steps in, you're like, I have no idea. It's decision fatigue. I have yet to get hit by a virus. I've had a computer, a PC for a decade, and I put stuff in it. You run one piece of software twice a month. You're fine. I won't know how to troubleshoot. Most of this stuff at this point is easy to troubleshoot, and there are professional level support options. This is the only thing that I can't talk to you about. I don't like the industrial design of a box. And I ask you again, does it matter? If you get the work done faster, does it matter? You're still going to work to deadline. I've worked to deadline my entire life. If the client were to give me 1 extra day, I'd work an extra day. And the reason for this is straightforward. I want the work to be incrementally better and better and better. So I want to simplify the picture for you a little bit. The heart of our systems is our CPU. Now, my Photoshop users, the GPU is important as well, but the CPU is what we deal with all video playback, all the everyday use. There are 2 major processors we deal with, i7s and Xeons. They're actually really, really similar, except the Xeons are rated for 365, 24/7 usage. So i7s are more portable. They have better power management. GPUs. I'm a Premiere user predominantly. Do you see this little switch here? If I have a good GPU in my system, I get acceleration. If I don't have that, if I don't have a GPU, a powerful, I'm now costing me money to not have a video card. And that's the really wild part is, I think the difference is a 10 times difference for the things that it matters. Photoshop. You need to have 2 video cards, 2 gigabytes of video RAM. You won't get flick panning, you won't get oil paint, you won't get 3D without a powerful enough video card. Video cards are deadly to workflows. And you need RAM. And the general rule with RAM is 2 to 4 gigs per core. Now, I'm not talking print design with that. I'm talking video. I'm not talking InDesign. I'm not talking web design. For me, I'm the person who's going to stress the computers more than anybody else you meet. I literally speaking will use whatever. There are some situations where we'll rent a computer just because we can get everything that can be put inside of it. I've got a crazy box at home, 64 gigs of RAM, two CPUs in it, 2 GPUs in it. That's not everybody's need. 2 to 4 gigs of RAM is what I'm looking for per core. Drives are important, and the only thing I care about for you is that you get an SSD. Yeah, there's a little thing here about NVRAM versus SSDs, but basically, I'd like to see you with an i7, minimum 16 gigs of RAM, a video card with 2 gigabytes, and an SSD, and with that, you can handle pretty much every Adobe product out there. It does include 4K. 4K's limitation has more to do with some codec issues. And I'm actually teaching a class on Advanced Premiere Pro workflows later on as part of Max Proper. And you should know that that class will talk about building proxies. Anybody heard, you all have heard of Thunderbolt? The one rule about Thunderbolt on a desktop computer is you must buy it when you buy the computer because it's attached to the motherboard. It's not something you do after the fact. What about Windows 10? Windows is so crazy different. No, it's not. I'd like you to see the entire time I do this, my hands stay connected to my wrists. Right? Does everybody recognize this? My Mac users, you recognize this? This is the part where you go yes. You don't have to say it loud, but you nod your head, right? Take a look. Applications, user, system, desktop documents. You recognize this, yeah? So your system is your Windows folder. Your application is your program files. Your users is your users. Your desktop is your desktop. Your documents is your documents. Are you getting the picture? That you could literally open up any one of these boxes and they're going to resemble what you're already used to? Downloads, movies becomes videos, music becomes music, pictures becomes pictures. For those of you who are my Mac geeks, the library is technically called app data, and you have to do a little trick to get to it. Most of us shouldn't be playing in there anyway. Apple hides it from you nowadays. And I'm going to teach, how many of you are on Windows right now? I'm going to teach you like 5 Windows keys I'm going to change your life. They may get this, but I'm going to change your life right here. Windows Explorer, I want you to see this. I hold down the Windows key, I tap the letter E, and I just brought up a Windows Explorer. I'm going to get to the Windows desktop, Windows D for desktop. I'm going to Alt-Tab to come back to the app. So let's take a look at this. Where am I? Right there. Windows D for desktop. Windows left, right, up, or down. I'm going to use 2 hands for this. Tell me if you don't have envy over this. Left, right. Left, right. Up, down. Left, right, up, down arrows. Puts everything perfectly on the left side, the right side, maximizes, minimizes. This makes life easier. This deck, one of the things I'm going to be talking about in the full level of the webinar we'll be doing is I'm going to show you this document from Microsoft, and it gives you a bunch of these. Was one of those useful? The left, right, up, down one I love. Muscle memory. My Mac users who go, I need my keys. Moving the keys, the control and command keys is going to be painful. This is a free app. This is a free Microsoft app. And what do they let you do? Move the keys on the keyboard, making it easy for you to go, I still have the muscle memory of where undo is, because undo is in the same spot on my keyboard. Mac Drive. For me, Mac Drive, I no longer care what my drives are formatted. I don't have to do exFAT versus FAT32. I grab a drive, I plug it into a computer, and it reads. Paragon, by the way, makes an OS X utility that reads NTFS. For me, I don't have to play the game of going, do I have that drive? Every NLE reads ProRes, so Premiere will handle ProRes. For those of you in a post workflow, DNX and Cineform are your options. Here's one for you. Drastic.tv does a $99 QuickTime component that allows you to create ProRes on the PC. I'm a little hesitant because it's not technically broadcast compliant, but it is a ProRes file and works like ProRes. This is a Dell workshop we've been talking about here. I'd like you to know, so far I haven't mentioned a brand. I don't care which system you buy. I want you to get this idea that if you want to grab the latest video card, you can't do it. A company whose system you have is the video cards are a year to 2 years out. The CPUs are a year plus out. And that means you're going to be doing everything slower than I do. And that's what it comes down to. I don't care beyond that I can have more time with my creativity before a deadline. This is a Dell workshop. 3 things I'd like you to see about these Dells, and I'm going to ask you to pan down for this. This is an infinity display. You guys can't see this. Open up these laptops. You're not going to do anything. You may want to open this just to see this. Take a look at the edge-to-edge bevel here. This is called an infinity display. These are 13-inch laptops in 12 inches of space. But they also have high color calibration, and you can even use an X-ray calibrator. So for me, it's D6500. It happens to be Rec 709 or P3 space for my work. The Precision Optimizer. There's a switch in here that you go, I'm a Photoshop user, and it configures the Dell to do everything you need it to do. All the little tweaks you wish you knew to get maximum performance out of these boxes. It also is a one-stop place for upgrades. I'm going to give you 3 suggested platforms. I'm going to suggest a 5820 desktop, an all-in-one. Do we have an all-in-one here? We have an all-in-one back here. You're going to want to check it. Hi. I'm just waving hi. I didn't mean to point. Right behind the fine man right there happens to be an all-in-one. It's got a beautiful sound system. The coolest part is you can open it up and put more RAM in. You can open it up and put a different video card or a different hard drive in it. And they make a 17-inch laptop. How many of you are laptop users? No? Okay, so I used to be predominantly a laptop user. Back in the day of high def being easy for a lot of systems. Now that I'm working 4K, it's not an option. They make this 7720 with an NVIDIA, I think it's got a 1080? P5000? No, I thought they had P5000, so it's a top-end Quadro card. And the beautiful part about that is I can run VR stuff off of a laptop. That's the level we're talking about, video card-wise. It's also a 17-inch workstation. I literally have a box that I'm not going to put on my lap because it's going to be too hot. It's a portable computer, a portable workstation, not a laptop in my heart. Some tools. I'm happy to publish this online. Night, my boy Robbie Carmen learned a new tool for me today. This is my favorite new Windows tool. Unchecky. Have you ever installed Java? You know how Java goes and says can I install the Yahoo toolbar? Do you know what that does? Unchecks the Yahoo toolbar. Anybody who's got it, you don't have this on the Mac, you certainly on the PC, you should install this on every PC. If you want to take a photo of that, take a photo. You come see me afterwards, and I'll just give you this information. But these are the minimum tools that I use. Ninite is absolutely brilliant. For more information, I'd like you to know there is a free class, a free Windows for Creatives, a 90-minute slower version of this, lots of Q&A. The first time is in November. Did I say it's a free class? FMCtraining.com. I'm Jeff Greenberg, and I hope you found this useful. If any of you have individual questions, please come see me. You need a sign-off? You want to sign off? Thanks for watching. This has been Windows for Creatives. I can give you another one if you want it.
It's fantastic. Thanks, Jeff.
We're off air now.
We are off air, I know, but everybody can come and see